going on. So this one's gonna be about Carmelo Anthony talking about he wants a final season farewell like Dwyane Wade. And my reaction? Yeah, right. Look, Carmelo, Hall of Famer, had that great college year in Syracuse, won a chip, one of the best pure scores. And I will say this, pre Kevin Durant, probably the best straight up scorer for that time. And obviously he come from the same class with LeBron James, Dwyane Wade, Chris Bosh, and that's a lot to live up to. But he underachieved as a team player. And I had this discussion with some friends about when I broke down Carmelo's career. And I looked and I said, well, wait a minute, you were in Denver and you had Tyson Chandler, you had Chris Birdman Anderson. They went off and won jury elsewhere. Got rings. Jared Smith too. Had Allen Iverson come up to you, who was still good, to very good, not the way he was in Philly, but still, was putting up numbers. Then he got traded for Chauncey Billups. So you had two more guys who were in finals. Chauncey won a chip. Could never get it done. Denver was Carmelo's best landing spot at the time with George Karl as coach. Best situation he had. Couldn't get it done. Then, because I'm looking at the circumstances with all the people he had around him and the parts who left him and won chips elsewhere. And there's some guys who, they're great individual stat pattern players, but they're not team players that bring chips. And he wasn't one. He went to New York. That was much better hood and all that. And I still say in 2012, 2013, he should have jumped to Chicago with D Rose and Joakim Noah. And that's when before Jimmy Butler emerged and everything, and they had a nice squad. They could have probably given the Heat a real run if Carmelo had jumped over there, because Joakim Noah was pleading, bring him on. They didn't do it, so he missed the boat. And by the time he got to OKC, he was a fish out of water in the flat. Best chance he had was with Russell Westbrook and then Paul George, and they couldn't create a three-headed monster. Then he goes to Houston with James Harden and Chris Paul, and he's just sunk and flat. So who's going to take a chance on a guy that's been MIA for like the last 3 years? And no, he ain't going to get no D-Wade farewell tour. His tour started now. I remember when he got that 25,000 points for his career, and he had a lackluster applause. Why? Because the best of him had long ago passed. And he was just a stat patter at the time. And he still is delusional that he still think he's a great player and he still counts on the top amongst guys. Nobody's going to touch Carmelo at this stage. He had great chances, had two good lifelines. It's like, who wants to be a NBA player past the pool date? And he was the recipient who had two great chances, and it didn't happen. So I don't see no one giving a retirement player like D-Wade. But I will say he'll get to the Hall of Fame and he'll be respected for what he accomplished with his points. But he left a lot on the table. He did. Well, anyway, that's my take about Carmelo Anthony wanting a farewell tour like D-Wade. You give me your thoughts, your takes. Do you think he deserves one? Or do you think he's past the pull date? Stick the fork in him and just wait till you get to the HOF. Feel free to give me your thoughts, your takes. Hit the like, subscribe, and the bell ring. This new video. I'm out. Peace.